This video is intended to provide an overview of the familiarization process for the Genie GS1930 scissor lift. This video does not constitute training and is not a replacement for operator training, classification-specific hands-on training, actual familiarization, or reading and following the appropriate operator's manual. Machine familiarization should only be provided to trained and qualified operators and only on machines that are within a MUP classification in which they have already received training. Familiarization is defined as providing the necessary information regarding the features, functions, devices, limitations, and operating characteristics as defined by the manufacturer in the operator's manual in order to properly utilize a specific model of mobile elevating work platform. Only personnel who have been properly trained in compliance with the ANSI A92 standards in the United States or the CSA B354 standards in Canada and who have received unit-specific familiarization can be allowed to operate a MUP. The user must determine if personnel are qualified to operate the MUP prior to authorization. Before the user can authorize an operator to use a specific model of MUP, the user must ensure that the operator has been familiarized on the following as specified by the standards and the manufacturer. The operator must identify the location of the weather-resistant storage compartment for manual storage. On Genie booms and scissor lifts, the storage compartment is always located in the platform. The operator must also confirm that the required manuals specified by the manufacturer are with the MUP. The operator must read and understand the appropriate operator's manual for the machine they are being familiarized on prior to operation. The operator's manual should be used to perform the following activities. The operator must identify and understand the following: the purpose and function of the controls specific to the model of MUP to be used, the manufacturer's specific warnings and instructions, the features, limitations, and safety devices on the MUP, the operating characteristics that are specific to that model of MUP, and verification that the annual inspection is current if it is identified on the machine. The Genie GS1930 scissor lift is equipped with the Genie SmartLink control system, which includes ground controls located on the drive chassis and a control box located in the platform. The ground controls include an LCD diagnostic readout, green function enable button, and green up and down function buttons. The 4 white buttons for menu escape, up, down, and enter are used to access the onboard programming, diagnostics, and troubleshooting features. The ground controls also include a 3-position key switch, red emergency stop button, and a circuit breaker. The platform control box features a red emergency stop button, lift function button, drive function button, drive speed select button, a horn, LED diagnostic readout, and a proportional control handle with a function enable switch and thumb rocker steer functions. You must never operate a MUP unless you read, understand, and obey the manufacturer's instructions and safety rules located in the safety and operator's manuals and on safety signs on the machine. In addition, you must read, understand, and obey employer safety rules and worksite regulations and obey all applicable governmental regulations. You must never operate a MUP unless you are properly trained to safely operate the machine. Genie provides specific warnings and instructions in the operator's manual. The operator's manual details many of the potential hazards that may exist when operating the machine, as well as instructions on how to avoid or eliminate those identified hazards. The hazards identified in the manual include electrocution hazards and tip-over hazards, crushing hazards and operation on slopes hazards, fall hazards and collision hazards, bodily injury hazards and explosion and fire hazards, damaged machine hazards, component damage hazards, and burn hazards. Many of these hazards are also identified on safety signs or decals on the machine. The safety signs are usually located in the area where the hazard exists. The decals on this machine use symbols, color coding, and signal words to identify the following. The safety alert symbol is used to alert you to potential personal injury hazards. Obey all safety messages that follow this symbol to avoid possible injury or death. The danger sign indicates a hazardous situation which, if not avoided, will result in death or serious injury. The warning sign indicates a hazardous situation which, if not avoided, could result in death or serious injury. The caution sign indicates a hazardous situation which, if not avoided, could result in minor or moderate injury. The green instructional decal indicates operation or maintenance information. The Genie GS 1930 scissor lift has many key features and components that must be identified and understood. The operator's manual provides a legend that identifies the outwardly visible components on the machine. The operator's manual also provides instructions for performing the pre-operation inspection. The pre-operation inspection is a visual inspection performed by the operator prior to each work shift. The inspection is designed to discover if anything is apparently wrong with the machine before the operator performs the function tests. The operator's manual provides a list of things the operator must check. Some key features to point out are solid non-marking tires, dual rear wheel spring-applied hydraulically released brakes, one-step emergency lowering handle, manual brake release, power to the platform pigtail, charger connection, dual front-wheel drive motors, and heavy-duty swing-out component trays. The power module tray provides access to the hydraulic oil reservoir, filter, electronic control module, motor controller, motor and pump, and SmartLink system. It also provides access to the hydraulic manifold and right side pothole guard assembly. The battery tray provides access to the four 6-volt 225 amp-hour batteries, universal 27 amp smart charger, and left side pothole guard assembly. Other features to point out are the safety arm, universal tilt sensor, heavy-duty link set with nitride processed pins and Teflon impregnated fiberglass bushings, the all-steel platform with a 36-inch extension deck, and a portable platform control box with coil cord. The operator's manual provides instructions for performing the function tests. The function tests are designed to discover any malfunctions before the machine is put into service. Genie operator's manuals include step-by-step function tests that both test the machine functions and teach the individual how to operate the machine. The function test should also be performed by the operator prior to each work shift. Some functions that require testing at the ground controls include the emergency stop button, the function enable button and up-down buttons, and the emergency lowering system. At the platform controls, the functions that require testing include the emergency stop button, the horn, the function enable switch and up-down buttons, the drive function button, the steering system, drive and braking, tilt sensor operation, elevated drive speed, and pothole guards. The user must ensure that after familiarization, the operator operates the MUP for a sufficient period of time to achieve proficiency in the actual operation of the machine. In the United States, and only when authorized by the user, a properly trained operator reading, understanding, and following the manufacturer's operator's manual may self-familiarize on machines that are within a classification on which they have been previously trained. In other words, if an operator receives practical hands-on training on a Genie GS 1930 scissor lift as part of their initial operator qualification training, the trainer will sign them off on classification 3A. At that point, if authorized by the user, they would be able to self-familiarize on all other makes and models within that classification. However, if they wanted to operate an articulating boom or another model from a different classification, they would need to receive practical hands-on training by a qualified person on a MUP within that classification before they can operate or self-familiarize on that model. In Canada, the CSA B354 standards do not allow self-familiarization. They require that the user ensures that operator familiarization is delivered under the direction of a qualified person before they can be authorized to operate a MUP. Familiarization records must be retained for at least 4 years and include the following information: the name of the person receiving the familiarization, the make and model of the MUP used, and the name of the person providing the familiarization. Thank you for viewing this video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to contact us at www.genielift.com.